very observant of you. I did too notice that. It's misrepresented in the fact that they may purchase for us, but that's not how we purchase. So as Starbucks, so he's purchasing for multiple companies, Starbucks being one of them, which I'm not aware of, but Starbucks being one of them, and taking consideration the New York City market, because that's how large coffee companies purchase their coffee. The only way that you're going to find out is by going and researching the information and looking on our website and looking through cafe practices and through Transfair to find out what we're truly paying. We can sit up here and tell you all day long it's $1.48 a pound, and they can come back with another price on average. So we're a transparent company. We post our annual report. All of our practices are listed through cafe practices, through Conservation International, who we partner with, and through Transfair America. So with regards to that, I think we were truly misrepresented in that case. Who we purchase from? We purchase from all of the above. In Africa, it's very challenging. It's a very complex coffee market. You have farmers who grow coffee literally in their backyard, so you can have less than an acre of coffee, bringing it on their backs to these markets and selling it in the markets to wholesalers. Okay, in most cases, we prefer to work with the coffee farmer themselves. What we'll look at is the quality of the coffee first, find out who's selling it. Is it the wholesaler? Can we purchase from the individual farmer? In some cases, such as the union man who was representing the farmers here in this case, to their advantage, we wouldn't have been able to purchase through them individually because he was representing them. We would have had to have gone through him. So it's complex. Do we purchase from individual farmers? Absolutely. Do we also purchase from middlemen? Yes, we do, but that's not what we prefer, because once again, as a corporate conscious company, we want to be able to see that individual farm. We want to be able to go into it with them. We have a lot more freedom to do that in Latin America, just because the governments there are a lot more open to us and to partnering with us. In Africa, the governments are so much more complex and have been. It's taken us years to negotiate a license contract with Ethiopia so that we can measure not just the coffee farming, but how it's distributed, which is a whole other issue in itself, and then how we can market it. How can we make Ethiopian Harar, Sidamo, and Yirgacheffe marketable outside of the world? Can they produce enough high-quality coffee in those regions so that we can market it throughout the world? So those are some of the things that we're doing in Ethiopia. We've also committed, in addition to the support center, to purchasing twice as much as we've purchased in prior years to the year 2009, so that we can increase the amount and supply of coffee quality coffee that's coming out of there. In order to do that, we've literally had to send our people in the support center in order to teach them and help them grow high-quality, sustainable coffee. It's very challenging. We don't always reach the farmer individually in Africa. We do when we can.
I don't want to obligate you to answering this, but this was posed perhaps more as a rhetorical question than anything else, and just in the interest of providing student feedback to that response, it said, why don't you directly answer the questions posed? I want to ask another question. This is also for Cherie. If Starbucks CEO is making $16 million a year, he makes more than the total amount of debt of Ethiopia within 5 years. Does this go into consideration when Starbucks decides how much to give back to the people who really create the product?
Well, in effort of answering that question directly, I can't answer that question directly. I do not know.
I'd like to just jump in and put one of my questions in. Sidama, the region supplying Starbucks Ethiopian coffee, which is shown in the film, Sidama, has installed emergency therapeutic feeding centers due to unprecedented famine. Black Gold quotes one of the farmers as, quote, "We used to buy corn and clothes with the money we earned from coffee. Now we are harvesting less and selling it for a low price. We're poor again. What information do you have on the coffee buying practices of Starbucks in this region, Sidama, which faces a humanitarian crisis?
The three things that I've stated earlier are the things that we're doing for Ethiopia. It's a small portion, and I'm sure it's not going to satisfy any one of you sitting here today, but it's what we're doing, and it's much more than any other coffee industry. So we're providing that Farmer Support Center. We've committed to $9.5 million in funding for farmers who can't afford to sell their coffee at a higher price to help aid them to become sustainable. And then we've also committed to purchasing twice as much coffee as we've purchased in the past and helping them grow sustainable coffee.
Receive this question. If coffee prices keep falling and the African farmer gets so little, does Starbucks ever lower prices in the United States?
Well, we don't lower prices in the United States because that wouldn't have an impact on the farmer that we're purchasing the coffee from. What has an impact on the coffee that we're purchasing from the farmer is the purchase price. So no, we do not lower the purchase price. We've had it at $1.42 to $1.48 for as long as I've been with the company for 9 years, and that's only what I can speak to.
Yeah.
Right, the price of retail coffee. That's what I was referring to. We do not lower it. The goal is to have coffee farmers grow quality coffee so that the coffee price is elevated. It's all supply and demand. You have a higher quality coffee product, it's going to sell at a higher rate, right? So if we're educating those farmers to be able to grow sustainable, higher quality coffee, we can purchase it at a higher rate. Now, we can't dictate what other coffee companies are going to do. That's how our practices are.
I'm Rex McKenzie from the Department of Economics and Purchase. Just wanted to ask another question in relation to the answer that you just gave. If prices on the world market are falling and the African farmer gets so little and you don't lower your retail prices, would I be correct in saying that your profits keep rising?
You would be correct.